What is going on, everyone? Anthony Drew Gary here, host of the How To Show, where we talk about optimizing life, money, and happiness one how to at a time. This week on the show, I want to talk about something that I saw when I was scrolling on LinkedIn. It was a post from Ed Milet. I follow Ed. Every once in a while, I see something on the internet that is good enough that it is worth an episode of the How To Show on its own. And this is one of those times. I saw a post on LinkedIn from Ed Milet. Highly recommend you follow Ed. He's got great content as well. And this time we're going to be talking about how to find hobbies and really how to diversify your hobbies in such a way that you can start thinking about things and hobbies as a way to grow. And so Ed laid out this graphic, or somebody on Ed's team, or maybe he borrowed it. If you made this graphic, let me know in the comments down below. I'll give you credit for it, but we'll assume somebody made this graphic, and it says you need 5 hobbies. 1 to make you money, 1 to keep you in shape, 1 to keep you creative, 1 to build knowledge, and 1 to evolve your mindset. And this was fascinating to me. It made me stop and pause to think to myself, I have a decent number of hobbies. And, being a full-time worker and a side hustler and a husband and a dad and a volunteer, I need to make sure that I'm picking hobbies that are relevant and that ultimately I get the most benefit for my time. And I suspect you're in a similar position. You need to guard your time, make sure that you're doing hobbies that are worthwhile. And so when I start to think about these, I think that Ed or whoever made this graphic has broken it down well. And I think ultimately, if this was, 5 sides of a pentagon or five slices of a pie, is any one of these areas in your hobby life weighing you down such that you can't get to the other ones? And so what comes to mind here is specifically the first two. You have your hobby to make you money. And most people think of that as a side hustle or something of that nature. Maybe it's a second job. Maybe it's something that you enjoy doing, that you sell some product at the end of it. Maybe it's some sort of real estate investing. Whatever it is, it's basically your hobby that happens to make you money as well. And you want to be mindful of the fact that any one piece of this pie can get bogged down. And so you don't want to have that overwhelm the hobby that keeps you in shape. My example to that, maybe it's working out, maybe it's golf, maybe it's volunteering. I'm coaching youth basketball, different things like that. I just want to, touch on the fact that each one of these is important in its own right. And so another one of these is one to keep you creative. And for me, that's probably the show that I'm talking to you on right now. It's an opportunity for me to get better at speaking, but also share some knowledge and, crack some jokes and share some content in a creative way that I wouldn't, necessarily be doing if not for a commitment to it. And then the next step to this is one to build knowledge. Maybe you consuming this content is one way for you to build knowledge. Another way, be it books, podcasts, documentaries, whatever it is, your way to build knowledge. I think that's another one to always keep in front of mind, because, ultimately you can have hobbies that are both fun and knowledge worthy and just good things to have in your life. And so it's an important slice of the pie to keep in mind. And the final one is a hobby to evolve your mindset. And I'm thinking about this, and I think that graphic that is used here with a bunch of different arrows pointing into your head is the best way to describe this. And so when I think about how to evolve my mindset, it's taking in conversations, maybe with people that don't always agree with me. It's taking in content that maybe is contrarian to my line of thinking. People that can make you, see the world from a different point of view, and just ultimately make your worldview a little bigger than it was the day before. And again, I don't think that this is a type of a hobby that gets the same amount of credit as one to make you money or one to keep you in shape. And so I just want to frame this discussion point, and you can engage with me in the comments down below. When you start to pick your hobbies, do you have one that fits each one of these categories? And it's not out of the question that some of these overlap. And so, for example, you may find yourself refereeing soccer matches or something like that, or maybe you're a high school football referee, and that keeps you in shape, and it also gives you a little bit of side money. And so these things can overlap, and I think building knowledge and evolving your mindset can definitely overlap as well. But I think it's important to look at all of these and to make sure you've got one from each bucket in your life. And I don't want you to get too legalistic with this. Don't think that you have to check each one of these boxes every day or maybe every week. It just doesn't need to be that complicated. But use this video in a 10-second overview and take a second to evaluate the different hobbies that you have and find out, just thinking about this on your own, whether or not you have a hobby that fits each one of these buckets. And if you don't, start to think about maybe there's something that you can pick up that's worthwhile that could fill that void. So hopefully this is worthwhile to you. I'll switch over. That's going to bring this episode of the show to a close. Hopefully you've already got some hobbies, but thinking about the different types of hobbies in a new way, maybe it'll challenge you to go and start a new one, or maybe it'll help you spur some ideas for New Year's resolutions. I know we're at the end of the year, so maybe that's worthwhile to you. And if you know somebody who needs a hobby, be kind about it, but you can share this video with them, and maybe it's their hint to let them know that they can get involved in a new hobby. If you've got any feedback for the show, or you want to leave me some insight or some valuable wisdom down below, maybe I need a new hobby. Maybe this hobby isn't for me. I shouldn't be on the How-To Show anymore. I'm not going to listen to you, but that's okay. You can leave me a comment down below and let me know that. And as always, you can subscribe to the channel to be the first to know about new content each and every Wednesday. You can hit the notification bell as well. And as always, if you are interested in buying or selling a home in the Indianapolis market, I can help you navigate through that process. It is an ever-changing real estate landscape, and I'm here to make it easy for you. So get in touch with me in the comments or at indiedwell.com. You can get in touch with me in the show notes as well. So until next time, this is Anthony Drew Gary, host of The How-To Show, signing off.